Alright. Here we go. Get my gear back. Locate the Navicard. Rescue Jan. Alright, kill dragon action in Star Wars Dark Forces. Luckily, I already have my punch ready to go. Oof, do some warming up.
Yeah, you should try this on hard.
Nah, no thanks.
You don't want to fight 6 or 7 dragons at once?
No.
It was one of the worst things I've ever done.
Yeah, that would... That's just getting into self-flagellation territory there.
Yeah, and a major reason I was very excited to be able to skip the Kel Dragon in Jedi Knight.
Yeah. Was able to get a couple lucky punches in there where his attack didn't hurt me. I think
so
it's
much easier.
Oh shit. I think it's something. My health is shit. I can't even make any more mistakes now. I think it's like 30 punches or something, from what I read in the strategy guide.
For a regular Kel Dragon on normal?
Yeah, or on just on this one on easy. Or you know what? No, wait. It might. I think the strategy guide lists everything on hard. So there I go. But oh yeah, that wasn't so bad. That was. I guess I was pretty confident in my...
Yeah, I think on hard there's like 3 in the starting area. There's like 2 in here, 1 in there, or something. Or there's 2 off to the side, and then in here there's like 2 on either side.
Yeah.
There's like 2 on this side, and then 2 on the other side. And, ugh.
Right.
One dragon. That's a huge jump. 1 to like 6 or 7.
For some reason, I kind of remember a good portion of this level, like the puzzles and stuff.
And then getting up here is tough when you've got, tons of dragons on you, because it goes up and down.
Yeah.
Well, did it go up and down for you just now?
No,
did you have to activate it?
Yeah, I hit a switch and it went up.
Yeah, it doesn't stay up in hard. That was a big issue. At least when I played.
The fuck? What was he doing? He was like raping me. It was like turning red. They weren't punches. They were like.
He was.
He thought I was
raping you with one of his eye stalks.
Oh God. I wonder if he has 3 of other things.
Oh.
Let's see.
Sounds like something from one of those stories.
One of those tech stories we used to come across in the early days of the internet.
Yeah. Star Wars erotica.
Star Wars secrets.
That was a weird section of fandom.
Yep.
But that's in general though, man. Even nowadays, if you get into like weird fan fiction for anything,
yeah, definitely.
Forget it.
Oh shit.
Forget it.
I think I can jump over there.
Yeah, you can.
Let me see this first. Oh, can't get in there. Okay. What the hell?
Oh, the Gamorrean gotcha. He stuck you through the window.
Bastard.
They still haven't given you any weapons?
Well, I guess I just ran out of thermals. I thought I had one more at least, but...
He's going to get you again. Would
I know.
You just jump? He's going to stick you with
trying to line this up properly so I don't
sticker again.
Catch myself.
If only there was a mouse.
If only. Fucking
all that build up.
Watch it, then I just take the lift up, and it's like right there. No. Alright, now I could do this. There we go. Okay. And then... Oh, that's right, there's a little tiny ledge. I should probably have punch on. I don't want to throw thermal in my face. Okay, health. Oh. Let's see. Yeah, I just keep thinking of Super Return of the Jedi when I hear that sound. No.
Oh, that hurts. You got to do the alt fire. You're gonna have to be careful about that.
Okay, I
alt
see
fire
my
on
stuff.
the thermals.
I like how they just had it hanging on a hook.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea what that's doing. Okay, lowered that or raised that.
Hey, you sure can't take a lot of blasters right to the face.
I was curious. I was like, what is this gonna do? Okay. That's right. This whole level is like just opening up each section individually.
You gotta, do the alt fire.
I can't remember. Is it Z?
I don't remember.
Yeah. Let's see. Crouch. Oh, that didn't do it?
Oh my gosh.
Really?
The perspective is weird because
I know.
There you go. There you go. Felt like it was way closer than it was.
Yeah. On that one too.
Oh my goodness. Good thing you got 43 of these things. Just do regular fire.
Oh, dude, what did I do? I hit the Windows button and it dimmed everything and then it just minimized. Technical difficulties. Hold on.
Modern problems for ancient games. The Windows key.
Yeah. What just happened? I held down the Windows key and then how do I get my contrast back up? Did it happen to go down for you at all?
It looks fine to me.
Okay. The game got really dim, like I turned my contrast, and I don't know how to do it now with the Windows key.
Is it the contrast or the brightness on your screen?
The brightness, but it looks like it did it for everything on my laptop.
Yeah,
so
it's probably like a function alt key or something.
I'm gonna stop recording. Okay. I guess I can't shoot those. I thought I could crouch and... Honestly, I probably might not even have to go through here again, but just in case, I wanted to take those out.
Completionist mode.
Yeah. If you couldn't tell already, that's how I am with games. I'm like... Every item, slowly tread my way through, kill every enemy. You're like full speed ahead. Okay, that's the way I came. Is there anything? I don't know what that did. Playing Doom again. Fuck. I'm like, is that a landmine? Alright, let's see. Alright, some more health. No more landmines? Guess not. Alright. Alright, that's the way I came. 2 doors. Have you read any more of Tales from the Mos Eisley Cantina?
No, of course not. I still need to listen to Nightly. I mean, I did read, I think I mentioned I read Woor's story.
Yeah.
But yeah, I should, because the rest of the characters are really good.
Yeah.
It's just, man, Greedo really took it out of me.
It's going to be the running thread of all these podcasts. It's just like especially if someone was listening out of order. It just comes up every so often. Yep, still on Greedo.
Whoa.
That was crazy.
Yeah, that room.
Actually,
I remember that room.
What the hey? Actually, that has all fire. Whoa, around the corner. Excuse me. What the hell? Was it hidden by a body?
Maybe.
It must have been, because I did not see anything over here. That's just cheap shit right there. Remember this. Climb up here. I'm not a fan of this level. Let's see. But yeah, I was gonna say about the Wooer story, short story. Do you think it was almost too easy for them to write Wooer as a droid? What would you say, droidist? That's not racist. He's a
droidist, yeah. But it was interesting to give the depth to it that, you know, because he as a human had been, you know, shit on.
Yeah.
By you know, all the aliens and stuff.
Right.
I guess on Mos Eisley, I can't remember if it was mainly there, but or just even as being like a bartender or whatever, because he would not necessarily have the palate or the smell, the sense of smell to be able to you know, mix drinks for certain aliens and stuff. So he, you know, it's they don't make a big deal about it, but it's something that's you know, shit runs downhill.
Yeah.
So if someone gets, and it's kind of how the abuse system or the cycle of abuse works, where someone gets abused and then, you know, they're angry and frustrated, and they feel like their only way to lash out is to do the same thing that's done to them to a lower caste, right? Someone that has less power than them. And it's interesting because it's like super. I mean, it's true. It's kind of profound and deep, and kind of an important story. And it's wrapped up in this kind of, you know, silly tongue-in-cheek story about him and that droid, you know, grinding Greedo for their drink. But that aspect of it is really important. I don't know if a lot of people reading it, I don't even know if at the time I really thought about it, you know.
I didn't really until you just mentioned it, and I noticed those things in general now as a
real adult,
middle-aged adult.
Yeah, well, you know, when you 25 years more experience in life and just being more mature and stuff, as mature as we are, but it's the things you could pick up on.
Yeah, you notice more writing patterns too on certain authors, like their pros and cons of their. I mean, I noticed that at the time too, but still, when you're 15 or whatever, you just kind of, in general, accept and enjoy all Star Wars stories. I mean, you have your favorites, but you don't. It's not as easy to understand why they're your favorites as well until you get older and you kind of, you know, what your tastes are. But yeah, that is interesting.
The other thing about that with Wu and the the cycle of abuse and stuff and is that he identifies it in himself. He knows.
Yeah, he knows
that it's wrong and that it's he knows what he's doing.
Yep.
But he can't help it until he needs that droid.
Yeah. It is funny though that Greedo, his body ends up being the secret ingredient for the perfect drink for Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah. I would just be worried, and the whole time I'm thinking, besides the deep stuff, the whole time I'm thinking, I was like, man, you're gonna do that. What happens when you need more of that stuff? I mean, presumably he doesn't need a lot for each batch,
right?
So he's got a lot that's gonna last him a long time. But how do you?
He's got to clone Greedo.
Well, no, not is it just
Is it just Greedo or is it Rhodians? Yeah. I know, right?
Presumably, maybe they can synthesize it
right
later, or that's what his plan was. I'm interested to know what the long-term plan was, what the continuation of that was.
I wonder if you're the only one.
Yeah, I know.
Revisiting story.
I put way too much thought into. Of all stories in that book, the Wu story.
It might be, and right now, among the planet, maybe I'm the only one contemplating the power of this pixelated Jabba the Hutt. What would you call this?
There's Boba Fett.
I see Fett.
Boba.
I see Fett. What is this term though? It's not a mural. It's there's a term for it when it's a stone carving.
Bas relief or whatever?
Yeah, it's kind of like a bas relief, but there's another term for it. I can't remember. It's when it's a flat one on a wall, but it's stone. Anyway, that is interesting, and it seems like they actually digitized like artwork. And
I think it. Well, I mean, obviously they don't have they're not sophisticated enough to make it a is it bas or bas relief?
I think it's bas relief. I think. But yeah, BAS.
Yeah, I think it's I think it's supposed to just be a bas relief.
Yeah.
But what is Jabba doing in it too? He's like covering his face or something like. Oh my god.
Right. So I love this as you get further into the ship. It's like a drinking hall, and there's like little cups everywhere. And see, if there was only naked Twilight Girls, then this game would really be awesome. But
shake it, baby. Give them. You could go up to them and like give them some credits.
Yeah.
They twirl their
their Leku
tails. Leku, that's right.
Fuck.
See, that's another detail that I would be able to recall like immediately 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And now it's like it has to be dredged up from my mind.
Well, there was another. I was just reading about Twi'leks like yesterday because I was rereading my X-Wing strategy guide. You know, because I was telling you I started playing X-Wing 98, the updated version, and I was skimming the strategy guide. And in the fictional sections of it, that was original fiction, they talk about the Twi'leks, and there was an interesting term for the Leku where each one had a name. There's like Chun and Chin for each side, and that was the only source I think that said that was the X-Wing strategy guide. And it's just one of those little lore things that like is only in one book and it never gets mentioned again.
It's weird that it wouldn't be in one of the West End Games books or
something. There
I feel like that'd be something that would be created for that.
Yep.
Drawn from for the X-Wing guide.
Yeah, definitely. I got part of my objective because I got the Navicard. I just got to get Jan. Yeah, and then the other thing in regards to the X-Wing strategy guide was I had a PDF of the Farlander papers, which was the manual / fiction novella that came with the early boxes of X-Wing. And the funny thing is, when I bought X-Wing, obviously I played it at my friend's house in 93, 94, and then he moved. But when I got my version of X-Wing on disc in 96, it did not have the Farlander papers. And I just assumed that it was going to be what the strategy guide had, like totally just a reprint of that, nothing new or original. And then I did get scans of it in the early 2000s, but in looking at it, I was like, oh, it looks like the same. But then as I read the Farlander papers the other day, there is significant original sections in it that have whole new parts with Mon Mothma and Akbar. And so I was going between it and the strategy guide, seeing the sections that are the same and what was different. Okay, it must be this way. And yeah, it was interesting. And I wish, I mean, not that it matters now, because it's not canon, and they wouldn't bother to, reprint something like that. But I always wish the Farlander papers and the strategy guide had been printed as kind of a novel along with the Stealth Chronicles from TIE Fighter. So just so they're collected in one kind of spot, Yeah. And also the Dark Forces graphic novels. I always wish that we could have had a paperback of all three and then just take out the paintings and the artwork and just have it be a novel, Yeah. But oh well, one of those things.
It's just not a big market for that.
Shit. I forgot about this.
Easy. I forgot too, but it's because it's so easy to kill them.
Yeah, the market is limited on that kind of thing, and I mean, honestly, they should have done that back in the early 2000s or late 90s, because there was other things that did. Like, for example, and I just picked this up probably a few years ago. Do you remember Bantam actually re-released the Young Jedi Knights in little trilogy paperbacks? I don't know if you ever saw them, but yeah, they did.
I don't know that I saw them.
And so it's the length of a normal novel. They put 3 in each one, and it's about 500 or 400 page novel, and it's really cool. So it kind of makes it look more like an adult Star Wars book when you see big version. And then they called it
doesn't read like it.
Yeah. And then it was like, I think the first one is called Jedi Shadow, and the other one was like Jedi Sunrise or something like that. But
definitely would be nice, and definitely at the time I would have been interested in that, just to have them be, consistent size and everything with the rest of the books on my shelf.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of I want to say they were a little bit taller than the other books.
They weren't taller, but they were skinnier. And I could tell you right now, because I have a single Young Jedi Knights right next to me, and yeah, they're the same height, but they were skinnier.
You know what? I'm thinking of the
new books,
the Jedi Apprentice books.
Oh
right?
yes,
Obi-Wan.
Those are taller.
I was thinking of those.
Those are taller.
Yeah, I like the Young Jedi Knight books. They were all right. I mean, they were it was children's stuff, but
when I finally got around to finishing a couple, like in 2017, I actually did enjoy them. They were, because it was Kevin J. Anderson and his wife, they had that Jedi Academy feel, because you're on Yavin 4 and it's written very simplistic, and it's not a bad thing. It's pretty cool, and I liked the new characters they came up with. Like there's actually some of them were from Crystal Star that Vonda McIntyre developed. Like there was even the twins were kind of, Vonda McIntyre's Crystal Star was actually the first book to really develop the twins and give them
as characters,
as individual personalities and such, and Anakin Solo also. But there was a couple characters of hers that I think showed up later. Like there was Luca, who was like a centaur kind of character, and I think she was in Young Jedi Knights later. And then there was what was the daughter of it was the Dathomirian girl that was the
Tenel Ka.
Tenel Ka, right? And she lost her arm to Jason because he cut it off. And
oh yeah,
in one of the books.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I remember that being being really excited in the New Jedi Order series when they not only like brought back what was the name of that system where her dad is from?
Hapes or Hapes.
The Hapes cluster.
Yeah, however you say
Hapes
it.
cluster.
I always said Hapes just because I assumed that.
Yeah, the Hapes cluster or consortium. Was it? Cluster or consortium?
Yeah, consortium. I think might have been the government of.
Right.
Of
so
Hapes.
they brought their fleet was coming in. It was a huge fleet to come help, and it was. I think it was at the. I don't know if it was in the Carillion system, but I know that Thraken Sol Solo was involved because there was like a fight on Center Point, and they fired it like prematurely or something, and it did a bunch of damage to the Yuzhan Vong fleet, but it also damaged the Hapes fleet. And then it was like I was like, oh, because that was like I can't remember which book it was. But they were going to use it against the Yuzhan Vong. Yeah. And then they use it, but then I think after that they left and like the Carillion government just like sealed themselves off from everybody or something. And it sucked because the Center Point station was effective, right? Like, right. But yeah, that's kind of how they wrote that out of the so they wrote it in and then out of the series.
So it wasn't overused as like a super weapon that could just save the day.
Right, yeah, because and it was cool because you think about other stuff like that. I mean, if there was a Death Star still around, right, that would be something that they could use, but it wasn't. But then that was something that was lingering. Yeah. And I don't remember. There might have been throwaway lines too about like, "Oh, let's make another Death Star" or something.
That's a great idea.
But even that series, I mean, it's been 20 years since I read that. Yeah. So. Right.
Yeah, I remember you and Jess were on top of those books pretty well because she read them. I think she read. I don't know if she read the last trilogy because there was like 3 more that came out in '98 after it had kind of done the main 12. There was another 3. It was Return to Ord Mantell. There's Jan, and then there was Trouble on Cloud City, and then Crisis at Crystal Reef.
Oh, you're talking.
We're talking about
totally switched gears. Yeah,
not new Jedi Order. Yeah, Young Jedi Knights.
Yeah, I was like, well, what the heck? I don't remember that.
No, you're right. I did switch gears. I was still.
Yeah, but no, I remember those. Yeah, I read all of them because I bought all of them and I read all of them. But yeah, I remember that. I remember the artwork for. Let's get out of here. I think where they go to Mon Call. Yeah. They're like in a submarine or something. Yes. And of course, Lobaka. Yeah. Lobaka was a cool character. Loey.
And then he had his nephew, little translator, MTD or whatever. Mm-hmm. All right. I guess I could just.
You could just end the level, please.
Just end it. What?